She failed to secure even a solitary accolade that evening. Yet in some inexplicable manner she departed having captivated every soul in the venue. Let's dissect the sequence that the Philippines keeps replaying endlessly because truthfully neither can we stop. Envision this. Music Madrid, the Palacio de Cibeles illuminated as if plucked from a fantasy. Music, the planet's finest athletes gliding through one of Europe's most legendary structures. Crystal chandeliers gleaming overhead, shutters clicking from every angle. This is the Laureus World Sports Awards, the sporting equivalent of the Oscars. And nestled amid all that magnificence, music, a 20-year-old Filipina stepped onto that crimson carpet and softly stole the collective breath of everyone present. Welcome back to Court Vision Media. If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe and enable notifications because we delve into the meaningful narratives in tennis. And believe me, this particular narrative is significant. Today our focus is on Alexandra Eala. Music, and if that name hasn't crossed your radar yet, it's about to. Now, prior to examining the attire, the snapshots, and the instances that overwhelmed Filipino social media, let's grasp the true nature of this music gathering. The Laureus Awards represent more than a mere ceremony. They are a confluence of individuals who have shaped the sporting landscape over the past year. Record setters, trailblazers, legends. Music. In 2026, this assembly occurred in Madrid, Spain, hosted by none other than Novak Djokovic, holder of 24 Grand Slam titles, alongside Olympic champion and freestyle skiing standout Eileen Gu. That's the caliber of attendees. That's music, the platform, and Alexandra Eala strode directly onto it. While supporters back home remained awake through the pre-dawn hours just for a fleeting glimpse, she arrived wearing a gown fashioned by her own uncle. Pause and reflect on that for a moment. Music. Rajo Laurel, one of the Philippines' most renowned designers and Eala's relative, created something that read like an affectionate tribute to Filipino heritage. Whether the light caught it as beige, cream, or a delicate music magenta shimmer, the dress merged traditional grace with an unmistakably contemporary flair. It wasn't simply lovely, it was music deliberate. Because here's the alternative she could have chosen. She could have reached music for Gucci, Valentino, any international luxury label would have eagerly outfitted her without hesitation. Music. Instead, she opted for ancestry. She opted for kinship. She opted to traverse one of the globe's most esteemed music red carpets in something grounded in her origins. At merely 20 years old, that transcends a simple wardrobe decision. That's a declaration about selfhood. That's poise at a degree most individuals never attain, let alone exhibit before a worldwide audience. The WTA's official Instagram account shared her images. The remarks section inundated. Fellow athletes like Victoria Azarenka, Katie Bolter, Eva Lies, Storm Sanders, Zeynep Sonmez, Nadia Kitchenok, and even gymnast Ali Finnegan flooded her posts with praise. When peer competitors, elite achievers, pause to express admiration, that signals something genuine. It signals that the spotlight is firmly fixed, and the selfie, you've almost certainly encountered it by now. Eala published a picture of herself positioned between Djokovic and Eileen Gu, two of global sport's most colossal figures, with a caption that read succinctly, "Sandwiched between greatness." Music. Not anxious, not overwhelmed by fame, self-assured. That caption reveals everything about her mindset. She wasn't the sole Filipino etching history in that venue either. Racing driver Bianca Bustamante was also present. Two youthful Filipina competitors representing their homeland among the world's elite in Madrid on one of sport's most magnificent platforms. A decade earlier, this scenario might have appeared unattainable. Music. Tonight, it simply felt destined. After the ceremony, Eala contemplated how touching the evening had been, moved by an address from gymnastics legend Nadia Comaneci. Thankful for the opportunity to occupy a space where greatness wasn't merely honored, it was vibrantly present. Music. That kind of exposure doesn't merely motivate, it fundamentally alters your perception of your own potential. And then the very following morning she was back on the court getting ready for the Mutua Madrid Open. Red carpet one night, crushed brick surface the next. That encapsulates Alexandra Eala. Her 2026 campaign has been nothing short of historic. Music. A career-best ranking of world number 29, the loftiest any Filipino has ever attained in WTA history, the first to penetrate the top 30. Educated at the Rafael Nadal Academy, proficient in several languages, battling on every major playing surface on the circuit. At 20, her emergence arrived in 2025, a stunning Miami Open journey where she defeated Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek consecutively. That was the instant the tennis community collectively glanced up and paid attention. She hasn't offered them a cause to glance away since. Semi-final appearances in Auckland, robust performances in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, a round of 16 in Indian Wells. Music. The accomplishments keep accumulating. Has the path been entirely seamless? No, the early clay campaign brought reversals, including a grueling match in Stuttgart. Music. Rankings fluctuate, defeats occur. Tennis is harsh, erratic, and utterly merciless. But what you're observing in Eala isn't a competitor shaken by hardship. Music, it's one being forged by it. Rome and Parma are approaching, followed by Roland Garros, her second Grand Slam of the season. Music, every contest from here onward is a stride, every point a fragment of a larger mosaic. Some individuals in the Philippines liken her cultural resonance to Manny Pacquiao in boxing. Others perceive reflections of Lee Na, of Ons Jabeur, athletes who didn't merely compete on the global stage, they broadened what that stage could represent for their nations. Eala is accomplishing that for the Philippines right now in real time. Her evening at the Laureus Awards wasn't about glamour solely for display. Music, it was a signal transmitted clearly, beautifully attired to every young Filipino watching from home. Music, you can stand amidst the world's finest and still remain entirely true to yourself. You don't have to decide. That kind of resonance echoes far beyond any ranking. It molds what the upcoming generation dares to envision. So as Madrid transitions to Rome and Rome transitions to Paris, one query lingers in the atmosphere. Not whether Alex Eala belongs in settings like the Laureus Awards, she's already demonstrated that. The question is when she will return, this time to collect an award of her own. Until then, continue observing, because something genuinely extraordinary is evolving and we're here to document every phase of it. Here at Court Vision Media, we've followed this narrative long enough to assert this without reservation. Don't divert your attention from Alex Eala. Whether she's commanding a red carpet or laboring through a third set on clay, she is not someone you can afford to overlook. If this narrative energized you, press that like button. It genuinely clears throat, assists us in continuing to produce material like this. Music, post a remark below. Do you believe Eala can achieve a significant progression at Roland Garros this year? Is this the season when everything aligns at a Grand Slam level? We examine every single comment and we music want to hear your perspective. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is your opportunity. Activate notifications. Tennis in 2026 is advancing rapidly, the stories are remarkable, and we're not decelerating. Catch you in the upcoming episode, the upcoming one.